The Filipinos' penchant for procrastination was behind the government's decision to extend the deadline for SIM registration, according to the DICT. The National Electrification Administration is aiming to restore Occidental Mindoro's power supply within 2 months. And the government is now working on evacuating Filipinos from war-torn Sudan during the 72-hour ceasefire between warring forces. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's a roundup of stories we're watching now. I'm Sean Yao. Cell phone users will be given more time to register their SIMs after President Bongbong Marcos approved the extension for SIM registration by 90 days. Shaila Francisco with the details.
Ayan, nakagulo na.
A slight commotion ensued at the Quezon City Hall on Tuesday as subscribers rushed to these help desks to have their SIM cards registered. With the many in line, one staff suggested to divide it into two, which will allow some who arrived later to be entertained first.
Hindi po pwede, alas aga lang namin dito. Mauuna pa yung nahuli sa nauna. Diyos ko, day. Ayusin niyo yung tamang proseso niyo, madam. Maraming magagalit sa inyo.
But not all who were in line successfully registered their SIMs. Jeffrey, for one, told us his telco system keeps recognizing his prepaid SIM card as postpaid.
Sabi nga daw po, hindi nila magagawa ay mare-register via dito sa kiosk nila. So need ko pa pong pumunta sa mismong wireless yung tinatawag po nila. So dapat within this day or tomorrow, mapuntahan ko. Siyempre may trabaho din po kami dito.
But the good news is, subscribers like Jeffrey still have another 90 days to register beyond the April 26 deadline. This as President Bongbong Marcos approved the extension by another 3 months. Telco giant Smart Communications Incorporated welcomes this move, saying that it would give them more time to campaign for SIM registration. It added that discussion with concerned government agencies are still ongoing. Based on the latest data of the Department of Information and Communications Technology, nearly half of the total number of subscribers nationwide have already registered as of April 23. The DICT targets 70% of active SIMs within the extension period. For her part, Senator Grace Poe, who sponsored the SIM Registration Act, said that telcos and the National Telecommunications Commission must ensure they reach rural and remote areas. One digital advocacy group meanwhile urged DICT to fix registration woes. Another group, Junk SIM Registration Network, also called on the government to double its efforts in convincing subscribers that their data is secure.
They have to show the public that they are taking the privacy and security of the people's data very seriously. And that there are enough safeguards, particularly on who has access to the data.
Shaila Francisco, we are One News.
And after extending SIM registration by another 90 days, the Department of Information and Communications Technology decried the, quote, bad habit of Filipinos to delay until the last minute. In a press briefing, DICT Secretary Ivan John Uy said they recorded an average of more than 1 million SIM registrations per day, with just a few days before the April 26 deadline. He says that they were able to get many SIMs registered close to the date by not announcing the extension sooner. Uy added that the agency is looking to incentivize the public to register by gradually limiting the services available to unregistered SIMs. The DICT chief also said that 90 days is more than enough time for everybody to register their SIMs.
In the last 2 weeks, we were averaging more than 1 million SIM card registration per day. So that just goes to show that the issue is not really limited ID or anything. It's just our bad habit of delaying to the last minute. Clearly, matitigas lang talagang ulo ng ating mga kababayan. They always just want the last minute, and they're always hoping and for an extension. It's a bad habit.
Concerned agencies are now taking measures to restore normal power supply to Occidental Mindoro. To tell us more, we have Mon Gualvez reporting to us live from the province. Mon, what are the steps that the government is taking to ensure enough power supply there in Mindoro?
Sean, adjustments have started here in Occidental Mindoro to ensure the province will have normal power supply within 2 months. A National Electrification Administration Chief Antonio Almeida inspected the PSI power plant in the town of San Jose, which will be contracted for 2 months. The plant will supply an additional 6 to the 7 megawatts already being provided by the province's main provider, the Occidental Mindoro Consolidated Power or OMCPC. This is on top of the 17 megawatts from DMCI's power plant, which has been from the Occidental Mindoro Electric Cooperative or OMECO. With this, the province will now experience at least power supply daily from the usual 4 hours. Only the cost of the power supply of DMCI will be passed on to consumers, cost 20 pesos per kilowatt hour. But as soon as all of plants operate synchronously, the 30 megawatt the province will be met. While this to a province, an extra 2 megawatts of power. Modular generators will be deployed first in hospitals. There's a reported of emergency hypertension 4 to 8 cases. This is not yet an are fearing for life citation. Starting last night, we actually observed supply our targeting within.
All right, we seem to have lost the connection there, but bottom line, in 2 months, the government is promising residents in Occidental Mindoro that their power supply will be restored. We'll bring you updates on that as the story develops, and we will be bringing you more stories as well after this quick break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. The government is preparing to repatriate Filipinos from Sudan. President Bongbong Marcos said Migrant Workers Secretary Susan Ople is heading to Cairo, Egypt to assist OFWs who are fleeing the war-torn country. The U.S. announced that the warring factions in Sudan have agreed to a 72-hour ceasefire starting midnight of April 24. However, President Marcos pointed out that there are still significant headwinds for the government, given the lack of safe land routes and unusable airports.
We are still trying to find alternative ways, baka sa KSA, baka sa Djibouti. And of course, the original plan was to take them to Cairo, pero mahaba. So we're watching this situation very, very closely and to see if there is a window of opportunity na mailabas natin ang mga Philippine nationals natin.
One News Now will be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. I'm Sean Yao. We are One News. All sides, all the time.